Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT, and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I'm Fleece. I'm his wife. Welcome. What's up, my dudes?
So what you have stumbled upon, or maybe you heard about it and never have been here before, this is a channel about recovery. We started back in January of 2020. I went to a rehab. Long story, back in my early 20s, I was a meth addict, went to jail for a year, got scared straight, and started doing really well. It was really crazy. I started building my credit. I got a good job with the United States Air Force, working on F-22s and F-35s. And then I didn't realize, like, hey, you have a tendency towards doing things way too much. And I should have known. I was in a program when I was in my early 20s because of the meth, but it just in one ear went out the other. I'm an addict, so I like to learn things the hard way. That's been my whole life, pretty much learn the hard way. So later in life, about 34, 35 years old, I started gradually drinking. I was drinking at barbecues, drinking it, just when friends would come over. And that ended up turning into about a pint a night. I had a problem for sure. And then in 2017, my son right here behind me in the Oculus, who's live inside the Infiniverse, because we are live in the Infiniverse. Shout out to the Infiniverse.
What up?
I started drinking after his accident. I started drinking like as much as I could. I was drinking fifths and fifths of whiskey a week, gallons on the weekend. I was missing work. I was destroying the house. I was destroying the marriage, destroying relationships. Nobody wanted to even hang out with me because I would drink them all under the table and then just do stupid stuff. And, it just got crazy. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. Had a hard time. My muscles would fatigue. I couldn't even pick up like 20 pounds. I was huge, fat, overweight. I went to a doctor. He told me you got 10 years to live if you continue down this path. And that was it. I had enough. I hit the eject button. I called my dad. He took me to a hospital. I checked into a detox center. I spent a couple days there. They hooked me up to IVs because when you're drinking that much hard liquor, if you just quit cold turkey, there is a chance it could throw your body into shock and kill you. So I was just taking the precaution and did that. And as soon as I got out, I had been working a desk job for about 4 years on base in the F-35 program. I'd climbed the ladder a little bit. And I just felt like, you know what? I got to get my mind right. If I lose my job, oh, well. I understood now how fragile life was with his accident and stuff like that. So my perspective on life really changed. And when I got out of my detox, I said, I got to do something with my hands. I got to build something. And so I built a deck. This lady hired me to rip down her whole deck, just a little side job. I ripped down her old deck and I built her, one about 3 times the size out of redwood, big, beautiful deck. Little did I know it was a metaphor for my life. I was tearing down physically something old and rotten that couldn't hold one person to a big, beautiful deck that could hold a barbecue party and a whole family. And it's kind of been the metaphor for my life. I tore down this old life that I had and got into a program right after I built and finished this deck. I jumped into a rehab for 5 months, 5 nights a week, 3.5 hours every single night until through this big, thick skull, recovery took off until I was finally able to be honest with myself. And that's what happened. And tonight I want to talk about how it works. It's a chapter 5 inside the big book, because if you're a person that cannot be completely honest with yourself, it's going to flow out to others that you're not being honest. And those are the people that will fail in this program. So tonight we're going to cover chapter 5, how it works. We're going to finish going through chapter 1 on Russell Brand's book and finish that up and have some discussions. We were going to have a guest tonight, but he never got back with me. So I'm not sure what happened to him, but life happens. It's all good. No worries. We got stuff to do here. We just got back from a trip from Montana. Saw a little battle of Bighorn, and we'll talk about that as well. But I'm gonna let Fleece say hi to everybody in the comments and chat and let her talk for a second, and then we will go on with the show.
Yeah, buddy. I was trying to drop that link for the coffee, but my stuff is not syncing, so I'll get it in a minute. It's in the chat. If you go up, it's up there.
Yeah, so we switched YouTube channels because I'm taking advantage of the monetization on the other one to promote different things.
That's it right there. And
so that killed the chance to be able to do super chats with us, which is fine by me because after I started looking at it, super chats, 35%, YouTube takes 35% of the money on those super chats. So if you donated us $10, we got maybe $6, $7, $8, you know what I mean? And so we found another cool little thing. It's called Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. You can donate $5 through there if you want to, because I know that some of you like to support us that way, and we truly appreciate it. Awesome things are going on. So we're in Montana this weekend. Felice and I went down there for a concert, met some friends down there to go see Toby Mac, which was really cool. And we're cruising around, and I fell in love with AA a little more. So I'm 2.5 years sober since my last drink, about 2 years, 6 months, about October 5th or something like that's my clean date. And we're rolling around and we're looking for stuff to do because we didn't really have a huge agenda planned out. We knew we were going to the concert this night, but other than that, it was just kind of like, let's go have fun and hang out and just get away for a little while. So we were bouncing around to different things, looking stuff up in the city. And I kept seeing this billboard with like karaoke on it. And I was like, man. And so in the back of my addict mind, I was just picturing, having a couple big old shots of whiskey and some beers and singing karaoke. And that just sounded so fun, Not that I was going to, not even that I was really tempted to, but the music was playing, you know what I mean? The temptation was already starting to roll. That old mindset, the stuff that makes us irritable and discontent was rocking in me. So we're heading back one night, back to the hotel room. And I'm like, you know what? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Google an AA meeting. And if there's one close by, we'll hit it. As soon as she Googles it, we passed the street it was on. At the time it was happening. So what do? Took a left, took a right, hit the parking lot, went in. And I love it because no matter where you go in this world, this program is set up to help you wherever you are. For free. You walk in and there's a group of people and they know why you're there. You know why they're there. That's why step one says we admitted, we were powerless over alcohol because it's a we thing. We've all been there. We've all done that. And we're there to support one another. And there's just something about a company and a fellowship of people coming together that uplifts the soul. So if you're out and about, you're having these little moments. I'm 2.5 years in. I went out of town and attended an AA meeting for my program, because if you're not living your program, like we've always talked about, it's like you're walking up a down escalator. If you stop going up, you're going to go back down. If nothing changes, nothing changes. You have to keep pressing forward. You got to stay in a program. And after that meeting, after talking and hearing the stories and giving, a little testimony of my story, all those irritable, discontent thoughts of wanting to party and all that stuff were gone. It didn't even cross my mind again after that. It was just so uplifting. And I just fell in love with AA. You know what I mean?
Good meeting.
Recovering Addict is a program that encompasses all recovery. Whatever works for you is what we're here to support you in. We're just here as a supplement on this digital platform to help you through your recovery. Our local program, we are truly love the 12 steps. And that's what helped me was the 12 steps. And that's a lot of the books that we go through is the 12 steps. But if you're not a 12-step person, that's fine. But that's something that helped me. So that's what I talk about all the time. But go ahead.
That's our son Link right there, rocking the VR headset.
So if you don't know, I'll let you
now
know. Inside this Oculus is an app called Multiverse. Inside the Multiverse is an Infiniverse. It's like a real world it's like a city where you can actually have storefronts. So we have a storefront in there. And if you shoot into that storefront, you can project things on screens and you basically walk people through your website. And we're live inside there right now. I don't know if anybody's watching in there, but I'm glad you're here if you are.
There's 5 people in here.
Oh, awesome. And Link is actually communicating with those people. So if the people inside the Infiniverse, you all, if you're watching, I wish I could see you. Hey!
What up?
If you all have a question, relay it to Link. He'll say it to me, and I'll spit it back to you.
Boom.
Boom.
Also, Alan Hoffer said he will guest speak for you.
Oh, really? Alan?
That's via Jeanette, so I don't... Is that for real?
He doesn't agree to that. He definitely does not agree.
All right, let me say hi to everybody.
Say hi to everybody.
There's JV in the chat. Look at him. Look at him. So adorable. Go check him out on the Venture Forward. Great guy right there. Marilyn W., thank you for the coffee. Always can count on you. You the best. 71 minutes. We must wait. Nicole Rollo, welcome. We love you too. Welcome, Teeter. I saw your Aunt BB. Welcome, Aunt BB.
Welcome.
Very cool.
Glad you're here, Teeter. Thank you for doing the great job
here.
you are with the meetings.
Yeah, doing awesome. Jen Ray, what's up? We love you too. Let's see, Jeanette. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good job, Jeanette. Always just kicking life's butt there, Jeanette. There
Yeah,
she is.
Jeanette, I'm proud of her.
There's
boy.
Aunt BB.
Woo. Hey, BB.
There's Teeter's auntie. What's up, Facebook user? Hello, all. What's up, Crystal? Crystal is in our local group. She's an amazing lady right there. Shout out to Crystal. We love you.
Crystal.
Oh, Jeanette says, thank you, sponsors today. As per the JFT, I thanked mine. Thank your sponsors today.
Ooh,
I thanked mine and let me know what he posts that make me pick him wisdom and spirituality.
You got fat dudes here.
What up, fat dude?
Fat dude, what's up? See what else we got. Dun, dun, dun.
I
Dope
want to say
Fisher,
hi
we
to
said
Dope
hello.
Fisher real quick. He says, hey, I came here from a link someone shared in the Stop Speeding Discord. There's a Stop Speeding Discord. That's funny. I'm a lead
I
foot
need to be on
myself.
that one.
I am a lead foot myself, and I'm an angry lead foot. Like, if there's
not speeding much.
left lane loafers and I need to go, like, that's self-importance as my character defects, but get the hell out of my way. Yeah, that's for another time.
I've had too many speeding tickets. I do not speed anymore. It costs me too much money. I don't like being poor.
The JFT for today, March 13, 2022, says that one special person. A sponsor is not necessarily a friend, but maybe someone who we confide in. Do you have somebody, a mentor, somebody you can actually share your intimate, your hurts, your heart, your feelings? We need to get that stuff out of our chest. And that's what a sponsor is in the AANA program. And if you have one, this is for you.
The other kind of speed.
Oh. Yeah.
not the vroom vroom kind. The
Stop speeding.
the other kind.
Well, that tells you how
Okay.
far into my program I am. I thought of cars first instead of drugs. That's good. That's a good sign. Yeah, I used to be meth too, dude. Well, if that's the speed you're talking about. But I was a meth addict, man. I went balls to the wall.
He's got a lead foot in both speeds.
Yeah, I like if I do meth again, I'm the kind of meth user that will use it till I have a felony, because that's exactly what happened last time. I used it all the way through a 1 to 15 burglary. I was in front of a judge, handcuffed, shackled, looking at 15 years to prison. Scared me to death. No, thank you for that. But if you have a mentor, you have a sponsor, you have a special somebody that you like to confide in, it says we can share things with our sponsors that we might not be comfortable sharing in a meeting. So you go to a meeting, you get stuff off your chest, you see a group of people who are trying and working hard at their programs, and it's uplifting. But then there's a little bit deeper side of us that needs a little bit more intimate speaking and somebody to listen to us. And that's who we're talking about. This is what it goes on to say. We've asked someone to sponsor us, and the reason we have for asking that particular person are as many as the grains of sand on the beach. Perhaps we've heard them share at a speaker meeting. We thought that they were funny or that they were inspiring. Perhaps we thought that they had a great car and we could get one by working the same program. You know, the program always says, find somebody that has what you want and go talk to them and learn from them. Or maybe we live in a small town and they were the only person who had the time available to help us.
Linkless looks so cute.
Oh. Whatever your intention is to find the person that you confide in, whatever that is, we're sure to find that our reasons for keeping them are quite different. Suddenly, they'll amaze us with some stunning insight, make us wonder whether they've been sneaking peeks out of our fourth step, or maybe we're going through some sort of life crisis, and their experience with the same problem helps us in ways we never dreamed possible. We call them in pain, and they come up with special combination of caring words that provide genuine comfort. Alicia, if you're watching, you're on the top of my list for sponsors out there. None of these remarkable feats on the part of our sponsor are mere coincidence. They've simply walked the same path before us. A higher power has placed that one special person in our lives, and we are grateful for their presence. Just for today, I will appreciate that one special person in my life, my sponsor. So if you have somebody like that in your life that you know you can call at any time and they're going to answer, you can confide in, that they uplift you in your darkest moments, shoot them a text tonight or tomorrow morning. That's the challenge of the week. Reach out to this special person and let them know how much you care. We've done that before on the show. It's nothing that we haven't done before, but I think it's something important that we need to continue to do, because you know what? They're human just like we are. Your sponsor more than likely has a sponsor, and they have a person that they need to unload on. And so pay it forward to them. Maybe they'll pay it forward to them, and we can just get this positive chain going before Monday hits tomorrow. Tonight we got the Sunday blues. Maybe tomorrow we got to go to work. Well, let's start it off positive, sending out positive, meaningful text messages. And then tomorrow when you wake up, don't wake up with, I gotta do this today and I gotta do that. But what does this one day have in store for me? Right, Toby Mac?
Thank you, Toby.
What do I get to do today? Who do I get to come across and infect their life with positivity? That's who we want to communicate to, right?
What good works does God have in store
All
for
the kids
me
are home.
today?
Everybody's walking in the house.
All the kids. Woo, 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 woo.
Say, instead of
Boom, high
saying,
five.
I have to go to
Boom,
school,
high five.
say, I get to go to school.
Boom,
Yeah,
high five.
I don't have to go to school. I get to go to school. What's up, kids? All the kids in the house.
Wait, oh,
There's a whole family right there
there they
behind
are.
us.
There they
So
are.
think about that tomorrow when you wake up. Don't wake up in a bad mood thinking, son of a turkey, it's Monday and I got to do this. But what does today have in store for me? Because today is all we have. You can't future trip and be like, what's going to happen Friday? Who cares? Friday's not here. What about Monday? What about tonight? What are you going to do positive to give yourself good vibes for tomorrow morning? How are you going to set yourself up for tomorrow morning? When you wake up, go straight to the coffee pot like I do, and you're sipping on it and probably hitting a vape like I do, most of you. How are you going to structure your mind to stay ahead proactively of your day instead of letting your day proactively beat you down? So be the master of your day.
Yep. Back to Alan real quick. He said that was his idea.
Hey
Good,
guys,
good to know. Good to know. Good
Oh,
to know.
really? We can
And
drop you a link, bro.
shout out to Geesh on 5 months.
5 months sober, bro.
Woo! Go Geesh, go.
One more, and I will send you a dog tag.
Boom. Gold. That's a lie.
We love Crystal more than she loves us. There's no doubt.
It's true. It's true.
No doubt about it. So, chapter 5 and how it works. Okay. This is what it says. It says, rarely have we seen a person fail. And I heard that if you look up this chapter, that it was actually written first. Never have we seen a person fail. But they were like, yeah, it's a little too definite. So let's change it to rarely. And I'm going to say this rarely is in the 99%, because I've been dealing with addicts now for 2 years, pretty dang near steadily every single day, with however many thousands we've communicated with across the world here digitally, and our local program, the people who have shuffled through our program, as well as the program I was in, both of them, because I went to Action for 5 months for me, and then I went to SOAR to learn more, and I seen people come and go. And this is the people that I see fail. The ones who cannot and will not completely give themselves to a simple program. And what is that? Men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. So if you think you're further ahead in your recovery than you really are, you're going to fail. And you need to humble it back. You need to open up in group. You need to use the tools that are laid out before you. And like I've been saying since this channel started 2 years ago, there's no excuse. You have zero excuse to not be able to reach out and talk to somebody with the World Wide Web. And I'm sure it's been before this channel started too. But I hear people like, I couldn't talk to my sponsor because they didn't answer and it was late. Not anymore. There are so many Facebook groups. There are other YouTube channels that go live. There are other recovery programs that have a digital side set up for you to reach out. If you're honest with yourself, you're going to reach out and get the help you need. These people are unfortunate. And now what I see people do is they come in hot. We talked about the pink cloud all this week in our group here locally. But they come in hot. Everybody comes in hot, right? Whether that be a diet that you're starting, whether that be the Infiniverse, right? You could even equate this to a new app and a new program that's placed, and it's just amazing. And now since December, so we got December, January, February, March. We're 3 months into the Infiniverse, the pink cloud, the excitement, the fun drops aren't happening as often. And even if they were happening, like another dinosaur dropped, a lot of us really wouldn't be too excited about it. You come into a diet, you're like, I'm going to do it. a whole week, 2 weeks in, you're rocking your diet, the excitement wears off. You come to work out, you're like, oh, this is amazing. I love doing this stuff. I felt great. You see it, right? And then that excitement wears off. And the real you shows up to the gym. The real you shows up to the Infiniverse or the diet. And now you have a choice to make. Are you the faithful one? Nobody cares about anything else. Everybody's only judging your faithfulness. Are you going to fall off right then? And then how do you present yourself to people? Do you present yourself to people like you're this? That's the honesty part too, because who you think you are then that time shows up compared to who you really are is going to make or break you. We talk about this, and I'm going to relate this to the Infiniverse because I know that some of them are watching and I know that they will understand this. So we're December, we're 3 months in. The pink cloud, the excitement's kind of wearing off. It's, now it's like, okay, now from 3 months to the next few years, we're going to see the ones that win. And the ones that are going to actually win in there are the ones who are going to be faithful, consistent, and stick with it without the excitement when it's hard and tough, because the traffic isn't there like we think it needs to be there. I've been doing a lot of study on AR and VR, and we're good 2 or 3 years out before this even hits mainstream. And so you have to have that same mindset when it comes to your recovery. Come to the gym. And there's that chapter in Jordan Peterson's book, treat yourself like somebody you care about. And he talks about people don't like the stats of medicine. Let's use antibiotics, for example, would be better if people would finish their prescription and listen to their doctor. People take care of their dogs better than they take care of themselves. If your vet gave your dog a prescription, you usually make sure your dog takes that prescription all the way to the end. But when it comes to us, we got to take 10 weeks. We got to take 1 pill a week of our antibiotics. And we get to week 7. And we're like, we feel pretty good. Everything's going good now. I don't need that no more, but the infection's not really gone. And bam. And that's what happens with recovery. If you are not honest to stay through at that point, when it gets heavy, you get to the 30, 60, 90-day mark, and you're not ready to make that commitment, you're going to fail. So keep that in mind when we're reading this, how it works. It says there are such unfortunates. They're not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a matter of living which demands rigorous honesty. Look in the mirror tonight and be honest with yourself. Where are you in life? What are your goals? What do you want? And what's getting in the way of what you want? Is it you coming and pretending like you're somebody you're not? Because that is going to make you fail. Are you in a program and actually trying to be a manager and trying to do stuff and you're not ready for that position yet because you're still secretly using, or you're still secretly holding on to some other character defect that's an old way of thinking that's only going to show itself over time? And that's what happens is when you try to fake it for too long, it reveals itself, because you cannot keep that in. We are as sick as our secrets, right? We are as sick as our deepest secret. And if we're not dealing with that one secret, however you need to deal with it, a counselor, a doctor, a sponsor, a group, somebody to confide in, just like we talked about, it's going to reveal itself and it's going to cripple your recovery program. And you're going to have to start over until you can figure out, I need to be honest all the way through this dang thing. And that's why I use this platform for myself in group. If I'm having a bad day, I let everybody know I'm not perfect. It's taken me 2 days to get back to normal from just our little vacation. And then I had to go to an AA meeting out there just to keep my head in the game, right? In the recovery game. So this goes on to say their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way that what we used to be like, what happened, and what we're like now. If you have decided you want what we have and you are willing to go to any length to get it, then you are ready to take these steps. Are you willing to go to any length? Right now, raise your hand. I can't see you, so this is just between you and you. Are you really willing to go to any length to not live the lifestyle you've been living in addiction, in misery, in pain, in trauma? Because you have the choice to change it. We can't change the past. Things that happened to us have happened to us, and there's nothing we can do about that. Do we need to heal and do we need to work through it? Absolutely. But we have to make a choice to not let that be the excuse for us to not have a life worth living, that we want to be happy. We have emotions, and joy and happiness is one of them. And we can achieve that. Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to share this quote that I love, going back a little bit. I've been reading Atomic Habits, and one of the last chapters is the only way to become excellent is to be endlessly fascinated by doing the same thing over and over. You have to fall in love with boredom, because when you want to be great, you have to consistently practice, and sometimes that gets super boring doing the same thing over and over and over again. But the people who succeed and the people that meet their goals have to fall in love with the boredom. And that's what I've been trying to learn lately. And I feel like that went with a few things you said a little bit back.
Yeah, because even like people like me, and if you guys have known me for over a couple of years, and I know a lot of you have known me, I don't sit still. I have to just continually plow the road. And you heard Des kind of Des, he's a guy from Australia. He's been with us for a couple of years now, and he's always telling me, mate, don't you be taking off more than you could chew. You need to slow down. Easy does it. And don't make any drastic changes in the first year of your recovery. And I agree with all that. But people like me that are entrepreneur mindsets and have to plow roads and get bored with things quite quickly. We even get bored when we succeed. And that book was talking about that. Like, you start doing stuff and it starts proving successful and you're bored with it. And you're like, man, I need a change. And it's an addict type of mindset that you have to get used to. So being in love with being bored, riding that gray wave is a thing. And I've proved it in my life a bunch of times. I grabbed a bass and I was like, I'm going to learn how to play the bass. I figured out a really complex song and was like, oh, okay, I guess I could do that. Threw the bass aside, grabbed the piano. Let me see if I can learn how to play this. Learned for Elise, learned the whole song. I got to where I could play it in jazz a little bit. And I was like, well, that piano could be easy. Bored with that. And that's the story of my life, right? Moving on to the next thing. So the next thing that I have to do, maybe that's what I'm doing with the Infiniverse. I'm bored and moving on. No, I'm not moving on. Recovery is the main focus, is the bottom of our funnel here, because I want to give back. I spent the last from 35 to 40 destroying my life and my marriage. If I were to dive in and my obituary was written, it would have been a complete lie if they told everybody I was a good guy. And so I want to give back. And it seems like the harder I work, the luckier I get. The more I give, the more I get. And I'm not getting to have Ferraris. I'm not getting to have airplanes. I'm getting to give. Anything I get, I want to give it out. This life is short. This life is temporary. And that seems to be the natural form of life. What were we designed? What was humans' cycle designed to be? And it seems like get, give, commune, fellowship, and help. And that just makes a fulfilling, rewarding life for me. That's for me.
I hear this a lot because we do work with recovery people. It's helpful to find pleasure while doing, we hear all the time, hard work. Do the hard work. Put in the hard work. Well, sometimes the hard work is being bored, is learning how to be bored, as learning how to be content being bored. Sometimes that's hard work because you're so used to that crazy, always doing something, chaotic lifestyle. And now you're like, well, I'm bored, so it must not be working.
And another thing with that,
working.
Was it you that shared that TikTok on there about that girl? The TikTok went something like this. Flea shared a cool TikTok. That talks about this hard work, finding pleasure in the hard work. Because there's a lot of times there's not pleasure in it. When I was building that deck right after I got out of my rehab, it felt good because I hadn't sweat and I hadn't worked with my hands for a while, but it was still hard, heavy. My muscles hurt. It was 95 degrees outside and it was hard, right? A lot of the times it wasn't pleasure. But when I was finished, look at the beautiful deck that was built. When you're doing exercise, if you're lifting weights and you're running, it's going to make you feel like you're weak, fat, out of shape, but it's really making you stronger. When you learn new things, when you sit down and you start learning new things, you're going to feel stupid, but it's actually making you smarter. That's the hard work. And that's kind of what you need to see is, okay, this sucks right now because of the way it's making me feel, because it's hard and I feel inadequate. This is something new, but what's it actually doing for you? When you go to lift weights and you work out and you're just getting started, we got a new guy who just started with us this week, and he's out of shape and he's getting back into it. And I'm sure he is sore this week.
He's got to be, because I'm pretty sore.
I'm sore, and we worked out hard.
Yeah.
While he feels weak and it's hurting, his muscles are actually getting stronger. And then Monday, when he comes back, he's going to be 1% to 2% stronger than he was Friday. And then we're going to work out this whole week. And next Monday, he's going to be 1% to 2% stronger than he was that. And the same thing goes when you're in your books and you're learning and you're listening to this program and you turn around and you shut this program off and we're done for the night. And you actually text your sponsor and say, hey, thank you very much. Boom. You just leveled up a little in positivity. Tomorrow, when you wake up, you set your intention for the day to take on your day proactively. So you're not getting beat up. Boom. It seems difficult, but you'll thank yourself for it. What are you going to do right now that your future self's going to look back and say, hey, I'm glad you did that. Thank you. And that's what the hard work is.
Yeah. She says something like you have to be content feeling the opposite of whatever you're trying to do or whatever. Yeah. It's a good TikTok. I'll have to share it again. Crystal said, I'm so sore. I'm so sore. Crystal, you've been killing it.
Yeah, you did really good. I'm proud of you.
Doing great things. Real quick, Link, what's the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
I don't know.
Me neither. Jim, tell us the answer.
We don't know. One you can light a cigarette with. The other one Jim Carrey crawled out of his butt.
Ew.
Dad,
Gross.
the dope show took a picture and he pointed at me as well. Is that you? I said, yeah. I'm holding it right now in my hand.
He's holding the dope show picture. That's funny. So if you've decided that you want what we got, right? You go to a group meeting and you see people succeeding, laughing, having fun. You see us with our happy family now. It wasn't like this 3 years ago. He had a feeding tube and a trach. I was still drinking to black out drunk with him in the condition he was in before he started healing really good. And now look at us. And it's because we took this to heart and put it to work. So if you're willing to go to any length, then you're ready to take these certain steps. And he says, at some of these we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way. That's natural, right? What's the easy way? Is there an easy way? Is there a pill I could take for that? Our best thinking got us to where we could. And still we see the answer in front of our face and we want an easier way, but you can't find one. We could not, he says. With all earnestness at our command, we begged of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. So as soon as you go to step 1, which we're going to finish tonight out of this book, you got to be fearless and thorough because you have to meet your emotions where they are. You have to feel them. You got to feel the hill, and it sucks feeling, that's what we're trying to hide from. And a lot of us with our addictions, no matter what it is some type of a distraction. And it doesn't have to just be heroin, meth, alcohol. It can be cookies, overeating, gambling. What are you using as a distraction to put yourself away from yourself? Which inevitably, it catches up with you later. That could be your addiction. If you have no problems and you have nothing, this isn't for you. But if you know you're not happy and you're using this stuff as a distraction and your life's becoming unmanageable and you're not as happy as you used to be, this is the steps you got to do. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas as the result, right? And it was nil unless we let go. Absolutely. What?
Sure. I was just listening to you. Real quick, what's the difference between a hippo and a zippo?
What?
One's heavy and one's a little lighter.
Oh my gosh.
And hi, Penny. I seen you in there.
One's a little lighter.
Penny Young?
Yep.
Woo, Penny. What's up, Penny? Good to see you.
She said, hey, guys, it's been a while. Congrats on your grant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The harder we work, the more blessed we are.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, what a blessing, huh? Some of you that don't know, we started this channel in 2020, and I just did it for fun, just like I'm doing in the Infiniverse with my videos. I just went for recovery videos just for fun. And then in March and April, COVID hit. We decided to go live. We went just about 130 shows in a row, 7 days a week. We teamed up with a couple of other YouTubers, Nicole and Sober James, and we created a community. We helped a lot of people stay sober. It helped me stay sober. I decided to turn it into a nonprofit so that we actually build a digital community that's there for people across the country if this ever happened again. And then I decided to take it local, learn from a guy whose name is Dustin Hawkins, who runs a SOAR program down here in Ogden. And I kind of just mirrored what he taught me. And we opened it up a little bit further north. We're a little different. We do things a little differently, as humans would do. But he is where I learned my inspiration and a lot of my stuff that I do. And we just started working it. We sold our house. We downsized everything. We took our house money and put it all in here. Like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to buy us a couple of years to get this program running. Filed for a grant with the state, and now here locally for our local program, which filters into this digital program. We are funded to continue to do this for the next 4 years. So if you ever come to Utah, if you're ever in Utah, make sure you hit us up and come
visit us.
Come visit us and,
We like
and work
making new
out.
friends. 'Cause we work
Some of y'all need to
out.
plan a trip out here to do our program for 2 weeks or a week or a couple days. Just come out
Or forever.
and we'll teach you everything we can in those couple days. Maybe we'll set up where we do some type of seminar and get a bunch of people to come out. And
Yeah, like a huge conference thing.
that would be
A
cool.
workshop. We could call it a workshop.
Yeah, we'll do a workshop.
Ooh, you know what? We should do like a recovery concert.
That'd be cool too.
Link will sing.
So back to how it works. He says, remember, we deal with
Yeah, in
alcohol,
the front
and
yard.
it could be alcohol, meth, heroin, sugar, sex, porn, whatever. It can be cunning. It can be baffling, and it's powerful. Without help, it is too much for us, but there is one who has all the power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. If you can't be honest, you're not going to give full effort. And if you can't give full effort, you're somewhere near the half effort. And what does the half effort do? What does the half measures do?
Half effort.
Avails you nothing. You're going to fail. We stood at a turning point. We asked for his protection and care with complete abandon. And here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. Like everything I'm saying in this program is a suggestion. I'm telling you what I did to get to where I'm at. And why did I do it to get where I'm at? Because I've met and learned from other people who did that. And that's why they are where they're at. And so I'm like, well, I've been dumb enough to do my own thing, and we've seen where that got me. I'm going to go change. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm willing to quit my job. I'm willing to change locations. You know, what is it going to take you? Like, are you willing? So if you've never heard the 12 steps before in your entire life, let me read them to you now. Step 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. Step 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Step 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Step 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Maybe we'll hit those tonight too. Step 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. Step 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we are wrong, we promptly admit it. Shout out to Heidi. She did that today in the chat.
Good job,
You
Heidi.
worked to step 10 beautifully. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. Step 12, having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Go ahead.
Wonderful. Jim said, half measures yield half recipes.
Yeah, try to bake half a cake.
Yeah, do that.
Or try to bake a whole cake with half the ingredients, right?
Even missing one. My mom gave me the recipe to her best peanut butter bars ever, but failed to include the eggs. Apparently, they're a very important ingredient because it just turned out to be powder after I baked it.
Mm.
So, need all the measures to succeed. Bob said the how it works fills him with a deep sense of peace and calm.
Same here. And he goes on to say, and we'll do that as soon as I hit up Jen Ray. Repost the link for the Zoom meeting after this meeting. Jen Ray, I'm not sure. I'm sure I missed a bunch of the conversation, but I'm going to jump in here anyway. In the Discord, we have a Recovering Addict Discord. Felice will drop the links in there, and the Zoom meeting is always dropped in the main chat. And that Zoom meeting, I want you all to know that the way that I've designed that Discord and the Zoom meetings and the chat room inside Discord is that anybody, It doesn't have to be Teeter. It doesn't have to be Brad. It doesn't have to be one of the leaders, Nicole, JV. Anybody can grab that link and post it anytime, night or day, 7 days a week, and have a meeting. It's open. Anybody can join at any time. So you're able to use it whenever you want to. I just want you all to be aware of that. After reading those 12 steps, an alcoholic, an addict, somebody that's ready to change their life, and they're looking at this huge staircase of 12 steps, and they exclaim, "What an order. I can't go through with it. Like, that's too much. I can't do that. There's no way." Bill W. goes on to say, "Don't be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We practice a program of progression, not perfection. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Anything you're doing in life, you're looking for progress. Every video I make on YouTube, I try to make it 1% better than my last one. Any live stream we come to, we want it to be 1% better. Anything we do in life, we want it to be 1% better. The only thing we can't do, Felice and I, is keep our house clean.
Reset.
We got to reset our
Reset.
house. It just gets messy.
It's hard when nobody else resets, aka
Just
to children.
I'll do it on the Oculus. I'll do it. I always accept them on my phone. So just think that as you're going through life, you're going to work out, you're going to feel weak. You're going to learn something new, you're going to feel dumb. This is going to make you feel the same way. It's going to give you all the insecurities, all the frustrations. Then you're going to have to really feel your emotions without numbing and distracting yourself from them. You're going to have to talk about things you don't want to talk about. If you want to grow, that's what it's going to take. But it's progression. Try a little harder next time. Just try. And that's 1% better than not trying.
It's a progression, not perfection.
Exactly.
Good job, bud.
Our description of the alcoholic, the chapters to the agnostic, and the personal adventures before and after make it clear. Alcoholics can't manage their own lives. That probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. That God could and would if he were sought. Anything we need to catch up on? How's everybody doing in there?
Yeah.
How's everybody? How's everybody in the Infiniverse doing?
Is there anybody left?
Any
Or
questions?
is it just Link?
Any questions? Any questions?
Are there is anybody left in the
Is he
the club
talking
room?
to himself?
I'm talking 5 other people.
Right on.
6 people.
Thank you all for joining and watching.
And I'll see what I can do about that peanut butter bar recipe.
Any questions?
I'll include the eggs, probably, if my mom does.
Hello.
Mom, are you watching?
Any questions?
Just picture hearts coming up, guys. Give them some hearts for me, Linky. Thank you. All right, so let's finish our book. Do you got anything you need to add? Anything you want to talk about? What'd you think about that AA meeting we went to in Montana? Was it like, oh my God, another recovery thing? So
No.
sick of being in meetings.
Like, my life.
Can we just go have some cheesecake?
Just kidding. No, I love going to them. I love just sitting and listening and learning and just soaking up the wisdoms. And super weird. Pretty sure we knew everybody there. Don't know how,
Yeah,
but
they seemed very
all looked
familiar.
familiar. Like, I know Barb. I know that guy.
Yeah,
Seen that guy before.
it was very strange. It was like deja vu. Like
Like, we both lived the same deja vu. It was weird.
we had been there before. It was very trippy.
But yeah, super cool. I love going to them. Which city? Billings. Giant Brigham City if you're from Utah.
We went and saw this.
Oh yeah, we did go see the Battle of Little Bighorn. That was way cool.
That was really cool.
Ate a whole bunch of steak.
All right, let's finish our last 2 pages of Russell Brand here, Recovery from Addictions. I always like to try to make his
Rolo's
face
in the
match.
multiverse right now.
Oh, cool. Rolo's in there?
Rolla?
Tell Nicole to raise her hand.
Tell her to raise his hand.
Nicole.
Nicole, raise your hand.
Do way better?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Multiverse. Yay.
Look, there's your comment.
Oh, I love it. That is so cool. All right. Real quick. To overcome the troubling
Mhm.
and cyclical, which is a cycle,
That's all.
mentality, I have to believe that my life could get better. So when you look at your life and you're saying, how do I get out of this cycle, this destruction, this depression, this whatever's overwhelming you, your fear, hiding, whatever it is, do you believe that your life could get better? Because you have to believe that.
Do you?
Whether that's better than life as a drug addict 14 years ago, or better now today by not looking at pornography, the consequences of my addiction. This is Russell Brand talking. You out of here, Charlie?
She's trying
Bye, Charlie.
she's trying to be so quiet. She's so sweet. Bye, Charlie.
The consequences, Russell Brand says, of his addiction were more palpable and severe when he was using drugs. The pace and the deterioration too was, in retrospect, worrying. Most days were tarnished with a volatile emotional episodes, physical injury, conflict, arrest, humiliation, or violence. I was very fortunate and will remain forever grateful that people intervened in my enthusiastic rush to the gutter. In this book, you will read much that I might make you think I'm not as bad as him or he's still a nut. But the transformation I have experienced as a result of these steps is the important thing, and it is cause for great hope in anyone suffering from addiction. The idea of hope we shall explore in the next chapter, he says. For now, let's summarize what we have discussed. So we're going to look back at what we discussed in this book. But he looks back at his life now. He was a heroin addict, sex addict, pornography addict. You know, always wanting the attention. Everybody knows Russell Brand. The dude's hilarious and awesome. You know, he went through it. Like he went through it, and then he had to use the 12 steps as an atheist. Like I can't do that, but he did it. And now he looks back and he's like, it was a lot harder in addiction than it is being in recovery. Even though recovery is hard, addiction was harder. So here's a question. Do you have a problem? Is there some activity, drinking, eating, spending money, gambling, watching porn, destructive relationships, promiscuity? In fact, any behavior that is impairing your ability to enjoy life, and life can be enjoyable. Is there anything impairing your ability to enjoy life? Ask yourself that. Now, this is the part we go back to step 5. How's this going to work for me? I got to be honest. Ask yourself this in the mirror tonight. Can you look yourself in the mirror, in the eyes, in the mirror, and ask yourself a question? That's a tough one. A lot of people talk about mirror work, talking to themselves in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different when you're face to face with yourself. Do that tonight. Ask yourself, is there anything in my life right now that's making it unenjoyable? And I know from experience, and I've seen it in others, life is enjoyable and it can be enjoyable. So is there any of that you are engaging in and you're having a hard time stopping? If the answer is no, well done, carry on. You should have plenty of time on your hands to help other less fortunate and generally serve the planet and its people. So good for you. If the answer to that is no, awesome. If you're not sure, take a moment, sit quietly in a place where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes, move your attention to your breathing, the rhythm of your breath. Each inhalation, a new beginning. Each exhalation, a new ending. Do you feel anxious, afraid, disturbed? Is your mind constantly shuffling through thoughts, restlessness? Is it difficult to sit and do nothing? Do you ever do this, or are you, as I was for many years, he says, constantly involved in activity or distraction? What happens when you sit alone with your breath? Your breath that will one day cease.
That's true.
For me, it usually begins as an uneasy experience. Even now, years after in meditation, he says, and by now I am sure you'll have spotted that I am trying to trick you into meditating.
Nah, do it.
Russell Brand says, meditate. Sit by yourself, breathe, and calm down and see and catch and see. How do you feel? I made a video a long time ago with this guy. His name's Frank, and he did a thing about what he likes to do to keep himself in the moment during a meditation type thing. And it's not meditation, open your mind, become mindless. You just kind of acknowledge everything around you in the present moment, and you don't let your mind wander. What is that? Did you hear the air blow by? How's the temperature feel like? What's the cushion you're sitting on feel like? Listening to your breath. And then just observe yourself. He says, I have to practice stillness to be comfortable with it, to be comfortable being born again in each new movement, to see that there is no way into the kingdom of heaven except through through self, through experience of thought, feeling, action, the constant witness, a common meditation to envisage. What is that word? Envisage? The moment before death. So you kind of envision the moment before death, to accept that this place of consciousness in which I sit, that which I call I, is the place from which we will experience death. In your mind, gently, without pushing, repeat a word that comes to you. It could be flower or peace or West Ham. I like the word surrender. Ideally, you want a word that you can associate with serenity or nothing at all. Be comfortable. Be relaxed. Release the tension from your face. Concentrate on these muscles above your eyes. Relax this part of your face. Relax your shoulders. And after a while, ask yourself in the inner voice, the part of you that has always been there. When you were a kid, ask yourself as a kid again. When your heart was broken, every time you felt unloved, alone, or lost, this voice, this continuing perspective that is in fact the thing that lets you know that you are, and not just some bundle of organs and limbs.
Yeah.
The thing which your
Me
memories are threaded together. The bulb which shines your aspirations onto the screen of knowing. Ask this thing. Am I serving you? Am I happy? Do I have a problem? And if the answer is yes, then continue with us on Sunday nights as we continue to go through this book. And that's what we will do.
If the answer is no, help people and continue to be with us through this book so you could help people. Hi, Cherie. Good to see you in the chat.
Cherie.
Our lovely lady from Australia right there. One day we'll be able to go visit Australia. Are you guys still locked down? Are we allowed over there yet?
Yeah. I'm holding $100 in my hand right now.
Maybe that will be our family trip. Won't
All
hold
right.
back, Tara
You ready?
Scott. Oh, we are done.
Ooh, let me hold hands with people in the metaverse.
Oh, okay. Metaversers, hold hands, please.
All right. God,
God,
grant
my
us the
hand is
serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
I can hear him in the back. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. Sorry, I went too quick. All right, we are here every single Sunday night, and I will be posting in the Infiniverse. If anybody wants to show up, it's always here on YouTube. We're in 2 places on Facebook, and we are even on Twitch. John V always says, we recover better together by staying safe, staying sane, staying strong, and staying sober. You're worth it. Good night, family. I love you all. And like I like to always say, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program, and remember, we recover better together. Oh, crap. I forgot the outro.